Hello and welcome to the channel where we talk about all things Weiss and chill with friends. My name is Liam and today we're doing a Q&A. Now, if you are new to the channel and want to join the community, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button. I upload videos every Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday for our Weiss and Chill Academy and Friday for whatever the hell I feel like. So if you want to be informed of when I upload my videos, make sure to hit that notification bell as well. If you haven't already as well, make sure you check out my other social medias on Twitch, on Discord, and on Twitter. Links are in the description below. But let's jump straight in. Now, the other day I asked the members of my Discord community, would you be interested in a Q&A style of video? And the response was overwhelmingly, yes, please. It would be really cool to get ideas on things to do with Weiss, general about the channel and myself, which I'd love to be able to share about me and my experiences, as well as my thoughts on the game, my actual streaming and things like that. And yeah, people seem really interested in this, so I think the first Friday of every month, unless there is a significant Weiss news story that I want to report on, I will be doing a Q&A on this channel. So if you like this sort of video, again, let me know by hitting that like button and comment below your questions for future Q&A videos, or again, join my Discord channel where there is a dedicated Q&A channel and you can ask your questions in there as well. So let's jump into the questions. So the first question is from Jamimi, and he asks, is it within Weiss rules to strangle your opponent if they cancel your attacks 3+ times in a row? Yes, it is. But on one more serious note, someone like him who is getting into the game, the whole thing of deck building and ratios and everything else can be quite daunting. What is a good place to start, or a good way to break these things down? Like, what would be the priority, etc. So in my opinion, the first thing, absolutely for a new player, is pick a set that you enjoy. Pick a set from a series or an anime that you actually like, because that first of all will get your interest in the game. Once you've got to that point and you're actually starting to build more competitively and think about how you want to do things that way, what I'd recommend is, first of all, determine what your playstyle type is. Whether you're an aggressive player, whether you're more stalling and slow play, but not wrongly, whether you're more analytical and statistical in your thought processes like myself. First of all, figure that one out, and also then figure out how complex do you want the deck to be. Do you want multiple lines of play where you can get around things, but then it makes getting your main line of play a bit more cloudy and a bit more difficult? Or would you rather play a more linear deck where it's I want this card, I got this card is getting me this card, this is how I win. And a very linear path, which yes means that your opponent, if they figure that out, can respond in a certain way, but it means that your game plan is so straightforward, it makes it easier, more consistent. So it's finding that balance, or again, it's kind of like a spectrum. It's not one or the other. There is like bits in between. So it's finding your play style and sort of determining how you want to build the deck. And when it comes to the actual deck building itself, what I would recommend is, first of all, pick out what combos you want to use, if any, or what your strategy is, and then get your pieces that you need for those combos, and then consider, okay, what do I need to make this combo work? How can I make sure I get this combo in hand to get on field consistently? How can I make sure that I can make the combo work in terms of if I have to make it big enough for an on-reverse combo? Things like that. Yeah, but that's basically the how to deck build in a very short sense. But, everyone has their own play style. Everyone has their own deck building style. And the best way to learn is just by giving it a go and then testing it out, see how it happens. Test it out on something like Tabletop Simulator, which if you haven't already, make sure you check my video on Tabletop Simulator and how to play Weiss on it. Links up here. So yeah, make sure you check that out as well. But yeah, like I said, have a go, experiment, try it out. If it doesn't work out, figure out why it didn't work and improve that way. That's keep trying, keep making mistakes and learn from those mistakes. That's how I'd recommend learning to deck build. Question from Muffin Button. What show would you want releasing in Weiss, and what gimmick would you want the set to have? For example, Initial D, but a lot of the effects trigger while cards are rested to simulate drifting. Now, everyone knows that I have been pining for a Eurocamp set in Weiss. It's in Rebirth, or it's coming to Rebirth. It's coming to Oscar, which is a new card game, and it's still not coming to Weiss, and I'm freaking mad! But yes, Eurocamp. What sort of gimmick could it have? That's an interesting question. So I think realistically, the main thing with Eurocamp, again, it's the group of 5 girls. They're obviously going camping, so whether it's some form of Exodia type deck where you got to have all 5 characters out, or whether it is that you have some back row stuff which is like a campfire, or I don't know, or an event that's a campfire, or like hot pot or something like that. I've actually built a custom set for Eurocamp, and if you're interested in checking that out, let me know in the comments below and I'll share the link on my Discord. Next question from Medalio: how many cases of Eurocamp would you buy? 5 or 15? 25. And next couple of questions here from Pirahiko, asking, what was your experience learning to play the game like, and how was the transition, if there was one, into becoming a judge? And related to that, do I have any fun or funny moments or favourite moments as a player or as a judge? So first of all, I had a fantastic person who taught me how to play the game based in Leicester, my good friend Rich, and he sort of got me into the game, introduced me to it and taught me how to play, taught me about the basic statistics and analytics behind the game, things to consider, and then the rest of actually learning to play was literally by playing games against him, against other people in the community as well. So in terms of learning how to play the game, the best way of learning I found was to watch people play, to play yourself, to make mistakes, to learn certain things, and to be with the community. I've said this from day one, Weiss Schwarz, in my opinion, is the most community-driven card game around, in my opinion, especially in terms of competitive card games. I say competitive, Weiss Schwarz is more chilled than that. Again, that's what we do here. But yeah, I genuinely believe, again, that the community will always be there to help each other learn, to keep trying new things out. The amount of times I see people playing on my Discord server, just trying decks out, experimenting with things, is so cool. And it's a credit to our community that they're happy to do that and share ideas. It's actually awesome. And then in terms of my transition to a judge, again, I made sure that, again, I practiced loads with the community, I played with friends, I asked questions to existing judges, I, again, tried different scenarios to learn certain things, I studied the handbook in terms of the rulings and certain timings. I actually took time to properly study it and make notes, like as if I was revising for a test. So yeah, I would say in terms of the transition from becoming a player to a judge, or judge and player sort of thing, I would say that, again, the biggest thing is community and my want to provide for the community, and also the willingness of the community to allow me to do so. And I think that is what allowed me to want to be a judge, and then actually becoming a judge, again, becoming more experienced, again, playing more games is so important. Then in terms of my favorite or funny moment, as a player, I would have to say it would be BCS 2019 in London, where I was up against my good friend Matt, and it was final round of Swiss, and there was a turn where Matt had the opportunity to absolutely wipe the floor with me, potentially ruin my chances of hitting top 8, and just to go for it. And basically we just sat there and said, look, I'm going to give this a go because it seems absolutely crazy. If it works, I'm sorry. And I was like, you know what? It's Weiss Schwarz, is still a competitive player. I would rather you play seriously. Don't give me the win. Please don't. Like, play as if you're going for this. Even though he already had a invite to Worlds, and, you know, he was trying to go for the opportunity to try and win the whole thing, which absolutely fair enough. Can't blame him. Going to Japan is not cheap. So I was absolutely for it, and he gave it a go, and we had a good laugh about it, a good chat about it. Unfortunately, I somehow survived. I don't know how. I just got very lucky with my cancels. I cancelled 5 instances of damage and somehow survived. Yeah, it was just a fantastic game with a friend. And even though it was a lot on the line, it was still fun. And I think that's the great thing about this game, is that even when things are serious and things are on the line, you can still have fun. And that is my biggest thing for me. Question from Mer: why don't you always cancel on free? Because I haven't trained my luck enough. You've seen JRPGs, you have to train your luck. I need to get better. A question from Sin Mori: is it okay to have proxies in your deck if you don't have the cards? Now, for official tournaments, Absolutely not. You must have the official cards, you must have them in the correct language for the tournament that you're playing, whether it's mixed language, whether it's English, and if it's mixed language, all cards must be the same language. You can't have English and Japanese in the same deck in the vast majority of cases, but again, you'd always have to make sure you check with the tournament organizer, the tournament rules. In terms of casual play, it's up to you and your opponent. You guys have probably seen some of my streams where I've been playing decks that I've literally printed the cards out on paper, slotted them into sleeves, and played a deck with cards behind them, so it feels like they're actual cards, not just floppy bits of paper. And that's so that, say, on my stream, I have the opportunity to play many different types of decks, just to keep the stream a bit more interesting. And if you're playing casually with friends and you want to try new things out, and you just say to your friend, look, I want to use Proxies just to try this out. Are you okay with this? And your friend says, yeah, sure, absolutely. Then that's absolutely fine. If it's a casual game and you're just there to learn, practice, and experiment and try new things, I personally don't see the problem. I would always allow my opponent to use Proxies if it's casual. But again, for official tournaments, you must never use Proxies. Next question from JD. What other card games have I played? And what makes Weiss the one that stood out for you? So before playing Weiss, I used to play the Pokemon trading card game, I used to play Magic, The Gathering, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I was an official Konami judge. I've played other little smaller games in the past, like Keyforge. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy at one point. I tried the Naruto game, didn't like it. So those are the sort of games that I've played in the past. And what makes Weiss stand out to me, again, I keep saying this and it sounds like a broken record, the community for Weiss is incredible. And I love the community with Weiss. It's so supportive. It's just awesome. That and the fact that, obviously, again, you get to play a card game around multiple different animes. It's quite a simple game in comparison to other card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic. And I think the final thing that really makes Weiss stand out for me is that even if you have a really bad start, you can always turn things around and you always get the opportunity to have a game. You know, there are certain situations where, I don't know, turn one, you're out all 8 climax and you're sitting there going, I'm just going to lose. That unfortunately does happen. Card games, trading card games, they're all luck based to some degree. You know, it can happen. I'm not going to lie. Of course it can. But the fact that a game like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can have a game, if you don't see a certain card in your hand, you just scoop, go to your next game. That is never the case in Weiss. You always have a way out, you always have an opportunity, unless things go incredibly bad. That and the fact a game actually will take 20 to 30 minutes, rather than a game being over and done with within 1 or 2 because of first turn kills or 1 turn kills. Yeah, that's why I love Weiss. Just the fact that you can actually get the chance to play a game. The community is absolutely awesome. And another question from Combane. What is a card that I thought would be great from its initial reveal, but then turned out not as good as I thought it would be? And vice versa to that as well. So for this, I'm actually going to go to Beaufry. It's the level 1 Maple, which combos with the Standby. Here it is. And I thought on paper, this looks like it has some really fantastic opportunities to do some interesting things. Comboing it with the 2-2 when you Standby as well, standing cards up, the 2-2 Misery. I thought that combo as a package would have been really neat. After playing it and after trying it, it felt like it fell flat on its face. And it didn't help the fact that the set didn't have a strong finisher. And it still doesn't have a strong finisher until set 2 hopefully comes out. I really hope Beaufry set 2 comes out really badly. But at the same time, I think that whilst that combo is nice, when actually playing it, it felt a bit clunky. It didn't suit my playstyle personally. And it just didn't do what I expected it would. That's why I dropped the 8 standby or 6 standby, 7 standby, 1 door, 2 door, whatever you build and want to mix. Yeah, that was my first one in terms of like, oh, I thought this was going to be good. Then discovered that, in my opinion, it's really not as good as I thought it would be. Now, in terms of vice versa, I've got to go to my Bang Dream 8-2 Soul deck, and I've got to go with the level 3 Casimir from the start deck for Bang Dream 5th anniversary. That card is so interesting. the fact that you can power pump it or soul pump it even with back row, the start deck brainstormers, the Aya, the fact you can power pump it with the footer that gives +2 soul, comes on a +2 soul climax. If you direct or trigger and get some soul as well, you're icy tailing anywhere between 6 and 10 in a lot of cases. And it always feels great when you play in a tournament, you swing for 8, the 8 sticks, and then you icy tail 8, and it hits 2, and the 2 sticks, and just like that, you have turned the whole game around. I love that card so much, and the fact that it's on play search as well, meaning that you can easily enough try field as long as you've got the stock, and the climax combo is actually costless. The only thing you got to worry about is memory kit counters, because if that happens, your character's not on the stage, so your effect can't activate. That's the big downside of memory kit counters, bottom deck counters, anything like that are a big issue. But apart from that, I just love that card so much. It's so fun. So fun. Another question from Muffin Button saying, who is my best girl if you feel like starting a war? Favorite girl. Best girl. It's gotta be my gal, Nadeshiko. She's freaking adorable, and if you don't like her, you're wrong. Yeah, Nadeshiko's got to be my favourite. I just love how goofy she is. She reminds me a lot of my wife. She's just got this contagious personality that you can't help but laugh and smile with, and it's so heartwarming on the anime, and I really hope it gets a set. I really hope it gets a set. And the final question is actually more of a ruling question in regards to the Mushoku Tensei 1-0 Amulet event, which is if a Mushoku player is at has 2 of the events in memory from playing the event earlier, and if they're on 1-5, it has a level 1 with 5 in clock, and they have 2 cards in deck, they're dealt 3 damage, so that the 2 cards from the deck go into resolution, refreshed, then the 3rd damage sticks, and therefore damage goes through. What would happen? So would you level up, do the Amulet event and go do the searches and then take refresh damage, or would you level up, take refresh damage, and then use the Amulet effect? Now for this one, we do resort to the rulings, and basically there is a situation in 4.4.2, if you look at the comprehensive Weiss rules, whereby if there are rule action effects and auto effects that are activating at the same time, rule action effects or rule action conditions have to go first. So in this situation, you would refresh your deck. Obviously, you're hitting the level up. Your 3 would stick, putting you to basically 2-1. You would choose a card to level up at that point, because that is a interrupt type interaction rule action, and as a result of that, you would have to level up first, always. At that point there, as well as that, because you refreshed, an interrupt type ruling occurs whereby you add a refresh point to your refresh counter. You don't then resolve that, because that is then a check type rule action, which means you have to wait for the timing to be available to resolve that refresh penalty. Once you've basically resolved the level up, you've resolved the damage being taken, because you level up, the event primes, because it's when you level up. If this card's a memory, you may put it to waiting room, and if you do, search. So you've basically got the event triggering, and you've also got the refresh penalty to be taken triggering as well at exactly the same time. At this point here, what happens is, again, you follow this rule saying that the rule action must take action first. Therefore, the refresh point is resolved, and therefore you take a refresh penalty. And at that point, you then get the opportunity to pay the cost for the event and get your search. And that's it for today's Q&A. We had 10 questions today. We've had some questions that I haven't put in this video, but they are being prepared for next video. Again, if you've got any questions yourself, please let me know in the comments below, or join my Discord server and put them in the Q&A channel, where I check it out there every day. And if I see a question that I really like, I react to it and I'll put it in for my videos next time. My next Q&A video should be on the first Friday of June. But if there is important Weiss news, that will take precedence, but you will see another Q&A video next month. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, again, please make sure you hit that like button to let me know. And if you're not part of the community here on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button to show your support for the channel. And again, if you haven't checked out my Discord channel or my Twitch or my Twitter, links are in the description below. I stream every Monday and Thursday on Twitch, and I also stream whenever the hell I can. Mondays and Thursdays are my dedicated Weiss days, but I also stream things like Minecraft, Among Us. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!